Good afternoon. Hey, Blurry. How's it going? I'm sitting here. I'm doing stuff anyways for the mod, and I'm creating like configs and stuff, and I'm like, you know, I might as well just live stream what I'm doing. So we're gonna build, put this back in. So I had just created a way to be able to create rifts in the world. Quite good. How are you? I'm doing great. Can't complain. I'm getting a little hungry. And around me, I don't know if it's like this for other people, but it's kind of like a food desert. And what I mean is, like, we have like this Tri-Cities kind of area. You would think there'd be a bunch of places to eat food, but it seems like things aren't really open long on the weekends, the weekdays. Like, for instance, Five Guys, right? Just want to get some Five Guys. They don't open until 12. Texas Roadhouse doesn't open until like 4 p.m. You know, it's just really weird times. All right, so we are working on, so what I just did is I made a way for you to overload a Nexus. And there are two ways to overload it. We're actually going to test, because I haven't even tested this yet. So you can do something like this. So the idea is I can cast Transmutation on this pattern, and it's going to consume most of the items, pretty much everything except for the blocks on the sides, and then it's going to open a rift in that location, and the duration of the rift is going to depend on the current rift activity. If it's calm like it is, it's going to flare up fast and then die down. If it's more like apocalyptic, that rift is going to stay there for a long time. And I think, and what I have here is, I just put these things on the side, right? To where you have to use Mana Stone bricks as a stabilizer. If you don't have these Mana Stone bricks and you cast this spell, it's going to trigger an explosion. So let's test this out and see if it explodes or not. Wait. Before I do that, let's just, because I just built this, we're going to save just in case. Explosions, of course, will not affect people's claims ever. I just put config options into where you could get rid of, you know, spell failures, what I'm calling it. Spell failure explosions. But let's see if this does it. Oh, insufficient mana. Ha! There we go. Come on. There we go. It did spawn a rift in this area. Sweet, no explosion. Now, what if I put down... Try not to lose my temporal stability too much here in testing. So what if you don't have this complete? Let's see. Let's see if it explodes. And it still opens the rift. Boom, baby. Damn, look at what it did. Look at all of these smoke particles for that explosion. Oh, it's fucking incredible. Whoops. Oh, that's great. And see, because the rift activity is low, it just kind of peters out. So I very much enjoy that. Oh shit, I almost damaged my my sanctum. Ooh. Let's move this a little further away from the things I care about. Freaking explosion. There we go. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So the idea behind why I made something like this is because I'm thinking about, first of all, when you just start the game, you know, it could be annoying for someone to, you know, like if I'm playing the game, I have to run around and I have to find a rift to like stick my head into, which is doable. It is a thing I can do, but it would be nice if I'm already an established spellcaster. I should be able to open up a rift. And I thought to myself, well, what's a fun way to open up a rift? And I'm thinking, well, you could take a nexus, right? And then you can make it unstable and shatter your nexus, right? And that's basically what you're doing. You're shattering your nexus to bring apart that rift, right? And of course, there are different ways to do it. Like, you should have your anchors on the side, and they don't get consumed, but that just stabilizes the area. And then you would put your 4 mana torches in, which, you know, I think that's a pretty decent cost. The Nexus itself doesn't really cost too much. It's just going to be time and clay forming and firing, you know. 1 transmutation spell. This shouldn't do anything. Good. Right, and yeah, I need the runes out. So that would be what you could use to manually call a rift. So I think that's a cool way, and the reason why I made something like that is because of over here. I'm going to have it to where you can incorporate different crystals on those anchor blocks. So basically, right, I don't have it set up here because I don't want to accidentally cast Transmutation on this and get rid of it. But to level up your tier, you know, to go to the next level, and I will make myself qualify for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boop. There we go, 47. So where am I? The one I'm anchored to, here we go. So see this right here? It's telling me you can upgrade your magic tier to 2. I have particles kind of forming from it now, right? I'm trying to give visual indicators. And I even put something up there, requires magic tier 4, level 3, level 2. Because people are going to be confused if they put a book in one of these slots and they don't see it come up here. They're going to be like, well, why can't I do that? So the idea is you set up this ritual, right? Like I can level up my tier. I set up this ritual, which spawns, right? It will spawn the rift in this area. You know, I might as well just use this one. Doo-doo-doo. Right? Boom. It does that. It opens up the rift, right? Now we can go into the next place here, right? Because the crystals are kind of stabilizing the area. I think I'm going to reuse this block for this. I think when this happens, this is going to be a temporary block that spawns. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have a set time frame, you know, to actually get this done. So you'll take your item, you'll throw it into the center of the rift portal, and then you'll cast Transmutation 1 more time, and then it will trigger your update, your next magic tier upgrade. So I figured it's like a nod to you know, having to lower your temporal stability to 0. Now you don't have to lower your temporal stability, but you'll have to do something in the void here. Wow, this one's lasting a little while. Oh, look at that. Current rift activity high. Yeah, so that's gonna be around for a bit. Oh, you know what I could do to make this fun? I could create a damaged version of this to kind of place it there. You know, that way it looks like it explodes, right? Like it, you know, it's like kind of half there. think that'd be cool. You know, I kind of like it staying there. Maybe this could be a reusable source. I think I do have another kind of Nexus block. See, the question is, like, whatever I spawn, I want it to be a temporary thing. So does that mean something like that spawns? Damn, that rift is aggressive. Today I had that damn nostalgic hunger. Got out PS1 from storage and loaded up Warcraft 2. See, for me, if I were to play a game at a nostalgia, it would probably be like Champions Return to Arms. Like, I'd pull out the PS2 and load that game up. Now, I could either be a ranger in that game and then just become completely overpowered, or a Shadow Knight. My friends were always the rangers. I always picked the Shadow Knight. That poison was boss. So I gotta figure out what I do here, right? Because eventually you throw the stuff in, right? And then this is kind of what happens, right? I would ding, it consumes all those crystals, it can leave the anchor blocks, and then I would gain my magic levels. So I think it's going to be a kind of multi-step thing here. Can you... I wonder if you can take a Rift Ward and get rid of these. Oops, so what if I do something like here? Ding, 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 ding. See, does it block new rifts from spawning? I also have a Sega Genesis somewhere. I'm thinking of maybe tomorrow to boot up Fatal Labyrinth. I don't think I've ever played that. I was more into the Sonic games. So I wonder how long this shit's gonna last. A heavy temporal storm is imminent. What the hell? But yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking about, you know, for here. I need to create some kind of temporary block that lives for a certain amount of time and then disappears. I think the explosion's a nice touch. I got quite a few rituals now. I have this ritual here. I have the ritual to upgrade those. I now have a ritual to create a temporal rift. Imagine year 2024 and Capcom announces remaster or making of Dino Crisis. I don't think I've ever played Dino Crisis. I don't think I've played that before. What? Yeah. I was more Super Mario World. That was my jam. Super Mario All-Star, Zelda, Metroid, Super Metroid. For Sega, it was Sonic Spinball, like Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. That was my absolute favorite. Like, I played some like Toe Jam and Earl. There was like a Tasmanian Devil game that I got. Yeah. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars for the SNES as well. Kind of want that thing to go away. I didn't mean to to do that. I didn't mean it. So I think I have a general idea of how you are going to level up your magic tier. So you'll have some visual indicators, right? Like, oh, I can level up my magic tier. I can upgrade my magic tier to 2. Hooray! Super cool. And then I go through the process. I set up a certain pattern, which I might as well put those blocks down. This thing will eventually just drift out of existence. Damn, this is a potent one. Holy shit. Right, so it's gonna be like that. So what am I gonna do here? You know, I think the first thing I need to do, this should be animated. There are no active animations. I do want to animate this. I want this to rotate. If I were to use this block, I'm going to have to make this rotate, and I'm going to have to spawn particles as well. Yeah, that explosion was pretty cool. I think that's gonna be fun. Like if you screw something up bad enough, yeah, to have like an explosion happen, probably gonna deserve it. Oh, you know what I could do? I could test the limits of that explosion, because eventually this is the next thing we're gonna make once we figure out the upgrade. Like how you upgrade your magic tier. We're gonna make this a multi-block structure with 2 new kind of anchor blocks. The one here, it's gonna be the most complex thing, but it's gonna use a little of everything. This block is going to connect to the nexus, the ley line system, and then this block is going to connect. It's going to connect to here as well. So it's gonna be like a mini ley line system. That way, this can transmit the data to the heart, which will then open up that portal, allowing you to throw things in and sucking up the items that it wants to see. This is definitely a cool idea. Is that shit gone yet? Come on, man. This is what happens when you play with a rift. I suppose tool circle prism. See, now this is going to be one of my problems that I have. I'm gonna have to find a way to link this block up with the rift that it spawns. So I need to look to see how I'm spawning in these rifts again. So it's getting the next rift ID. Because I think if I can take this ID I can call the rifts by ID. Because I need to find a way, once that block disappears, to make sure that rift also disappears. But I'm going to have to find a balance, too, because if it's calm, that rift is not going to stay around long. So it's going to be weird that the rift disappears right away and that little circle prism there, the little nanocircle, doesn't disappear. Kind of feel like I'm getting into too complex territory. Because I could easily just have it to where you hold this item in your offhand, and then you just go in and you lower your temporal stability back to 0. I could just do that. Although I think it would be cool to use these crystals. Know what I mean? Like, you could have any type of crystal you want. You know what? Before we go any further, let's make these crystals something you can obtain in-game. I think that's gonna be the next thing we gotta do. So let's do it. I am going to... You know what I gotta do? I gotta shut down the game gracefully. And we're gonna have to create a new recipe. Oh, I didn't name it the Spellforged Altar. Whoops, I named it Arcane. Whoops. Arcane Altar. There we go. So I'm just going to take a copy of this, paste it in. It's going to be for the recipe. What am I calling this crap? Arcanus Crystal? Small. I'm going to have to create something in here. Arcanus Crystal Small, and then there's going to be the large version. Let's create large. Crystal large. Here we go. Let's make it with the small. Crystal small. Crystal small. Crystal small. There we go. I gotta look to see. I know the name's kind of complex here. All right, so I'm gonna move this over so I can refer to it. So this item is going to be Arcanus Crystals dash, and then it's going to be a certain type. Son of a bitch, I gotta make 12 recipes because of the damn type. Son of a bitch. Well, I mean, let me think about this. I could do this one of two ways. I could either make one recipe and then just have, you know, something be input here. And then that could... Because maybe I could just, for the recipes here, I can pipe in something. I could say, like, string element in. Maybe I could do it this way. Right, so I could do something like this, so it can pipe in the element. And then the last part would be a dash, and then the variant. Dash up is the default. So like something like that would be it. Instead of item, this would be probably block dash. The fuck is that? Copy all that. Paste. There we go. So I think the name would be block dash Arcanus Crystals dash what the element is dash cluster 1. Yeah, and that would be for the small. The 2 is going to be large. All right, let me see if this is even going to work before I do anything else. Let's go into... It's going to be the block entity station. So I would have to add this to my dictionary, my recipe list dictionary. And this would be Arcanus Crystal Small. Right? But it wants something in here now, so I would put the element in here, which would be like none, right? Because that is one of the elements, to not have an element. So technically, that should add it. Whoops. You know what I mean? See, my keyboard is like screwing up. I think I have to make a method now. Is valid recipe. I'm gonna paste that in there. You know what? We're gonna undo that. I'm just gonna copy this. We'll paste it in. So is valid recipe item in slot Arcanus Crystal Small. String get the recipe in. So we're gonna get the path. So if this item I don't think I can do this. I think it's going to be better if I just create each one having their own unique recipe and not worry so much about making a one-size-fits-all thing. Because I'm going by this as it is. So this would be like Arcanus Crystal Small, none. This would be Fire, Frost, Electricity, Gravity, Heal, and Poison. Copy that, paste this in, select it all, find the word small, replace it with large. So that's all the variants that I would need there. So I'm going to copy paste, so none, Fire, Frost, Electricity, 1, 2, 3. So this would be none. Do 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 do. None. 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 I don't have to worry about getting any kind of element in, which means this could just be a static none. None. There we go. So then this one's going to be fire. Just like that. Fire. Fire. Get rid of that. Fire. So this isn't too bad. Let's go ahead and change our processing time for this. Because everything's got to cost something. With this, it's not going to cost many resources at all, but it is going to cost a little time. So this would be frost. So frost, frost. Get rid of that. The frost in there. That's 60. Now for the long, annoying one, electricity. Copy. Boop. There we go. I guess that wasn't too bad. And this way too, now I could do individual checks based on, because the problem is I would have had to dissect the item in the item slot for this particular keyword at the very end, and then save that keyword, and then do a check and pipe that keyword into if it makes sense. You know, it seemed like convoluted to do this. It would be like having one crafting recipe that dealt with like a whole bunch of items instead of separating everything out into its own JSON file. Like, you know what? It's just an extra file. Just let it ride. There we go. That sound means we're going to dive into a Pepsi Zero. Mango flavored. Woo! Man, that makes me want to eat a cheeseburger. Cheeseburger! Alright, we got gravity next. Gravity magic. Alright, so we got gravity. Gravity. Let's get rid of this. Copy. Paste. Paste. Make that 60 seconds. Alright, next thing is going to be heal. 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 Get rid of that. Make that 60, and our last one, which is going to be poison. Poison. Copy. Paste. And paste. Alright, so at least that's all of the small ones. Too much stuff. Fire, gravity, heal, poison. The large crystal, I'm going to get rid of that for now. This will be small, none. Small, none. If this equals, it's going to be one of my temporal fragments. Elemental fragment. Fire, frost, electricity, gravity, heal, and poison. Oh, so I don't even have a none. Whoops. Yeah. So I don't have a none. So I guess let's just do fire. There we go. So that's going to be our check there. Let's scroll up because this, yeah, this is going to be unhappy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to be fire. This is going to be frost. This is going to be electricity. This is going to be gravity. This is going to be heal. And this is going to be poison. Poison. Heal. Gravity. Electricity. Frost and fire. So all of those recipes are in. I'm going to go ahead, even though it's going to be unhappy. I'm going to replace everything that is small with large in the selection. And then everything that's capital S with a capital L in the selection. That's another 6. Those are going to be unhappy, so we're going to come back into here. I'm just going to do it all. So I can get rid of the none, because apparently we're not even going to have anything there. Copy, paste. Copy. Paste. There we go. Now I just got to change some things from small. It's going to be large as the keyword. Paste, delete, paste, delete, paste, delete, and the last one. Paste, delete. Alright, so now everything in here that I see is small, let's make it large. And then everything that is little... Oh, which is only 1. Oh, and I gotta make this large as well, right? Where did those clusters go? Yeah, it would have to be large 1. Or else that would have ended up airing out. Okay, so poison is done. So small to large. I'll just manually change that. So instead of cluster, it's going to be large. There we go. Next is gravity. We got that. Cluster with large. So that should be everything there. I think it may actually be faster if I just paste some of this stuff too. Right? Because like I could paste this, I could paste this, I could just type in large here. And then for like cluster, I mean large. Large. All right, let's try this again. So if I do small to large, that's that too. Paste. Paste and paste. Yeah, that's faster. Glad I optimized it for the last one. Hope everyone's doing well. And let's get rid of this. Boop. I'm going to have to come back in here when I want to balance out the costs and everything. But the goal right now is to get this to even show up. Two, three, four, five, six. All right, so I'm gonna have to change some of this stuff, right? So this would be poison, poison, poison. This would be healing. Heal, heal, and heal. Hey, Nike Games 3, thanks for the follow. Hi, I don't understand you because I'm from another country, but I'm very interested in what you're doing. Could you say yes if my guess is correct? Do you make mods? Yes. I do. Yes. We're working on a magic mod right now. Frost, frost, and frost. Electricity. Thank you. My pleasure. Right now, what we are doing is going through... we're creating recipes for the arcane altar right now. And I'm making it to where you can craft a certain item for a ritual. And now that I'm in a good spot to go back into the game, I can show you. As long as it builds successfully, there we go. Ba-bum, bum, bum, bum. So I'm making it so these crystals here can be crafted in here. So that's what we're working on. All right, so cut this. I think all I have to do is add it in here. So this would be something like this. And then it just puts everything else in. Yeah, this is it. 2... 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so this is going to be frost. This is going to be electricity. This is going to be gravity. This is going to be healing. This is going to be poison. Oh, it's gonna be upset. Maybe. Oh, because can't create item stack without item. I may have messed something up. Let's go into heal. Arcanus crystals dash heal dash cluster. So we should have a heal. So it should be Arcanus crystals. Oh, output item block ID. Yeah, I don't think this is right. Orientation. Okay, so let's go back into here. Okay, I think this isn't gonna work because it wants a block. But no, that wouldn't make sense because these are items. Oh, you know what? I may need to shut down the game and rebuild it. Let's do that first. Let's see if that happens again. There we go. Build successful. So there was some things in there that may not have been brought in yet. Delicious. Oh, look at that. It goes right to here. Get item. Oh, the output stack. It should be a block. Whoops. I gotta change that for all of these. Whoops. Block, block, block. Block, block, and of course, block. Yeah, shut down and start from scratch. Just burn it all. You have fireball spells, right? Jeez. Ah, jeez. And since the new Pet AI update has come out, I haven't had a single crash. Which is awesome. Hey, it loaded! Hey, there it is! It's not localized for the name, but it should start the process here. Oh wait, there's no nexus. Hold on. Let's link this up. Where's my linking tool? There it is. All right, so it should create one of those small clusters. How are things, my friend? You know, things are going pretty well. Pretty darn good. I'm gonna live stream for a little bit till I start to get hungry. In which case I'll probably order something, have it delivered. But no, it's pretty good. I'll be live streaming tomorrow as well. So as long as I feel up to it. The magic mod's coming out really good. I finally put in my first fail condition for a spell. So that's been fun. Oop. Come on. Tick higher. More cowbell. Come on, give me a crystal. There it is. So now you can craft different crystals. So this is the healing version. Oop. And you will use these in these rituals. So Bernardo, you'll probably like this. So this is my failure. This is the pattern, the ritual pattern to sacrifice your nexus to create a rift. Although I may make it to where you don't necessarily sacrifice your nexus. But maybe I will. I'm not sure. But if you have these blocks in the corner, it adds as a stabilizer. If you don't have them, and then you try to create a rift to shatter your nexus, it'll actually trigger an explosion, but still open your rift, but it will trigger an explosion. What do you think of that? Yeah, you like that? So there are going to be penalties for sucking at the mod. When you do world magic, you have to make sure that you have like stabilizers for magic, or else well, as you saw, things may not go well. Destruction, domination. Ah man, it saved it. Let's change all these plants, randomize them. Boop. Look at that. Oh, the explosion destroyed some of the plants. Ah. All right, let's build this again. I love that explosion. Oh, I come to learn a little about myself making the mods. I like to have some kind of negative, right? Like, I don't like things to be too easy for me. You know, like there's got to be some kind of balance. You know, if you're doing something like this and you're gonna spawn something or do magic, I want there to be side effects if you suck, or if you try to cut corners. Here we go. So that's the stable ritual. If I were to do it now that it has mana stones on the sides, it would be okay. It would be happy. Boop. So you would do this. We'd have to make a block. Let's work on the next batch of these materials. So ideally, what I want you to be able to do is put these crystals back in and start the process again. And then you create larger crystals. My only concern is how the player's supposed to know these rituals. It's going to be documented on the website. If it's not too annoying and I can find out how to do it, or at least figure out if someone else has done it, I can put a screenshot of the rituals in there. So, you know, it's going to be one of those things. There's going to be a learning curve. And if people don't like the explosion, they can disable it. It's in the configs. Yeah, because in the handbook, it's going to be good if, like, I can say, you know, make sure you have mana stones in your corners. It would be best if I could put, like, an image in there. But I don't know how to do that. So, but I'm not going to have that dictate, you know, the way the mod should work. You know what I mean? How you doing, Severed Skulls, by the way? Good, Ben lurking. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to get done, but I think with this, once I put in these crystals to be craftable, I can now have it to where people can generate their own rifts. And then the next step is going to be to create that temporary block that lasts like so long. And it's within that block that you know, I may not even have to make it a block. Maybe I can make it to where you just cast transmutation on the item that's thrown. Or maybe you have to lower your temporal stability to 0 with the item in your offhand to level up. Kind of the same way you have to unlock magic, it's just you have your offhand item and you just stand in the rift and peer into it. Like if there was some sort of in-game book that a player could find or craft that had the instructions. Oh, I missed something else. Yeah, I'm all for having negatives if you screw up, but I think it's unfair to expect players to have to go to a website in order to learn a system. I'd rather have the player learn while doing or push the player into the direction. Yeah, and that's going to be the rub, right? That's going to be part of this. It's like if I want complex systems, I do need a way to have it to where players understand what those systems are. And really, this whole thing of having like the stabilizers like on the side is new. Because you have something like this, I don't have those stabilizers on the sides, right? But it consumes all of these items to create whatever your nexus is. So there's no downside when doing simple spells, but something like shattering a nexus, or when you start doing things with this system, definitely throwing in wrong items, not, you know, letting it sit there too long, and by too long I'm talking like 10 minutes and you're waiting for and you didn't shut this down and it's still churning and it's waiting for, you know, like dark nexus energy or something that you may not have. And you're just like, oh, I'll just walk away from this volatile thing in my basement or in my magic room. Yeah, that's probably going to trigger an explosion. Also, probably damage your book as well, your grimoire. So this is like that new thing, right? To have some kind of mana stone, and it could be any kind of mana stone. It doesn't have to be like bricks. It could be anything. But yeah, maybe it would be easier. Are you able to put in like an image in a written book? I've never tried that, and I don't really know any mods that can do that, or that do that. Because that's going to be the big issue here. Like, if I want a system like that, because I could easily take it out, and I could have it to where you don't need anything here. And then it just spawns a rift. Like, there doesn't have to be an explosion. I just wanted to do an explosion. As far as I'm aware, it's literally just HTML. Okay. Because, I mean, it's either got to be in a guidebook or in a book that you craft. I would prefer it to be in a guidebook, honestly. Just because. Like, I want all the information to be like in a guidebook. I don't want to have it to where people are like, well, I got this blank book and I put a piece of flour with it, and then it creates this book that tells me how to transmutate and how to do things safely in a ritual. You know? I gotta be careful with this. If I cast transmutation here, it's gonna trigger that explosion. Boom! Alright, let's continue this. We're just about there. So these are all the unique recipes for all the unique items we're looking for. this batch is going to be taking the small crystals, and then we're going to create large crystals out of them. And we're going to have to do our checks here. Right? And then we're going to have to get a block. So we're going to have to start with a block, and then we're going to have to create the item stack with that block. If you don't want to use guides or outside sources, you could write an in-game book with instructions and have transmutations to create said books. I guess so. I just don't want a bunch of books. That's all. Like, I'm already making a bunch of grimoires. I just don't want to make a bunch of books. What would be cool is if the grimoire was empty and you had to put page fragments into it in order to learn more systems. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about doing something like that, Severed Skulls, because I realized that in order to get new spells, I'm going to have to, like, manually put them in. I think it would have been cooler to go, like, an Ars Magica approach to where you could throw in, you know, like maybe a page in your grimoire for a spell. Maybe it could be a page of, you know, like touch or projectile, amplify to increase the damage, throw like an element in there, you know what I mean? And then that together becomes your grimoire spell that you would then socket in, and you know what I mean? Like, it would be literally like creating spells. Books are just lore, right? Well, books in game, I think, are just for lore. My grimoires are how you cast your spells. Spells! Alright, let's go down to here. Alright, so for all of these... So I'm going to find all of the small. We're going to change it out with large. And then I'm going to have to get the recipe. All right, so I'm going to have to get the small with the large here. Get all those occurrences. And now in here, instead of elemental fragments, we're going to have to build the item that we're looking for. Paste and paste, right? Now we're going to have to add to this, so I'm going to have to add cluster 1 dash up, I believe. So I think that's the fully, like, qualified path, right? The full path. So if it sees those items, it's signifying, yes, we can use this particular recipe. So then we're going to look up the recipe. I think this will work. Killing me with that copy pasta again. You know what? It's what I do. It's what I do best. Yeah. See, with the stuff like this, to me, it doesn't make sense to, you know, try and create that I'm gonna have everything go through this one kind of method. Because, first of all, I'm not even sure if this is a system I want. Secondly, it's kind of, you know, I do this for fun on the side. I don't program for a job, right? And going through the CLI and, like, switching, like your switching environment is different, right? Linux and switching CLIs. Totally different than actually programming. So I want to make sure this is something that I can follow if I come back to it. Separating things out is actually, and it's funny because you don't like this copy pasta stuff, But something like this would be encouraged with like Apache, right? Every single thing should have its own method. It should all be separate. So really, it's just a preference of the code itself. Not only that, I have to look for a specific item, and I have to make sure that I'm doing a lookup of a particular recipe, and then I have to parse things out of that recipe. That's already complex enough. So with this, yeah, I'm going to have individual checks for each recipe, you know, just to make sure, like, yeah, this, you know, is this going to be a particular thing here to be able to use this particular, you know what I mean? So it's a way of doing things, and I know I can add more variables in here, and I can just make it to where the one method does everything, but this is how I'm doing it. Especially with something like this, because, I don't know, it's the way I want to do it. Yeah, string check, and then the enum. Yeah, you could do everything in one method, but this is fine. This is fine. I enjoy doing it this way. Yeah, and that's the thing too, because like something like this, it is a lot easier just to copy and paste and change a couple things for me. That's just my comfort zone. Alright, so I'm gonna restart everything. Because now that we have this, I'm pretty sure something is going to break. You know what? Something may not break, because I already have checks to see if it's going to be a block, and I create the new item stack that way. The thing that's confusing me is I don't know why the localized name isn't working. Unless there... You know what? Let me look at my localized keys. There we go. And this is going to be Arcanus, like Arcanus crystals. So it is block dash, so I'm doing it right. But it's not pulling up the localized name. I call shenanigans. This is bullshit. Alright, we're gonna build and go. You know, it's funny, Severed Skulls, you're not the only one I drive crazy. I drive Apache crazy too. Because he would look at something like this, you know, well, like this code here, all of this, right? All of this, like everything. And he would not want any of this. Even if you were to make one method, like everything for the dictionary list here. Nope. Everything should be its own method. This should be as few lines as possible. And he goes crazy. He's like, why do you have so many methods all in the same class? They all need to be in separate classes. They all need to be, you know, like everything's separate. So I get him for that too. He keeps saying, he's like, solid, right? And I'm like, yes. But I'm not doing that. I am not doing that at all. I just want something that works. I mean, I'm a DevOps guy. I'm sure Apache is too. When you do it for a living and have spent hours debugging code only to find it's copy and pasted into another class, just makes us devs want to scream. Yeah, and I definitely understand that. Yeah, you're a front-end guy. Well, I'm a networking guy. So I don't really deal with, like, software per se, right? I'm the one that deals with subnets, VLANs, IGMP, multicache traffic routing, you know, like anything special that, you know, I build the foundation, right? That everything kind of rides off of. And there are a lot of crappy programs out there, for sure. I don't remember why I was thinking you did websites. Well, I mean, I've done websites on the side before. But that was just for, like, funsies. Boop. That was all funsies. Alright, let's see if this worked. Hey, there it is! I bet if we start it up, we can get bigger crystals. Yeah, and the way I do it, Severed, is, so I would eventually take something like this, and I will, when I do my code cleanup, and if you look at my mods, when I do releases, you'll see that I always have, like, some kind of code cleanup in there. I will take a look at this, and I will try to modify a method, right, and then cut things down to just one thing, but that's not really something fun that people want to see on a live stream. On a live stream, people want to see things being created, not me auditing a bunch of code, right? And troubleshooting, because, you know, weird little things happen, especially when you start sending packets. Like, just, we're going to copy paste, it works here. So for me, it's faster to do something like that. Yeah, I know. You don't have to do code cleanup. Hey, we got our big crystals. But at the same time, I don't do it as a job, so I'm not as familiar with all the little things that you can do. You know, like I get some people sending me things and they're like, oh, well, you know, you can initialize a variable this way and do this. And it's like, why the fuck would I do that? You know, like, it's cool to find these little intricate things, right? That, like, well, I can write, like, shorthand and have it do all this stuff, but then you get snapped, right? Like, because it's like, oh, well, now it takes a different net framework, it requires this instead of that, right? So, you know, like, I always like, look, I know how to initialize a variable. It may be a very basic way, and I'm not doing some, well, it's like a presence kind of property thing. No. If you initialize a variable, it should just be a variable. Well, you can make it into an object, and then I could take that object and parse it out, and I could say, oh, it's going to be an integer, but it's not an integer here until I call this particular line of code. And it's like, why the fuck do that? Just make it an int. You know, like, don't make it a weird object and manipulate it. Make it an integer if it's supposed to be an integer. Well, you know, it could be fluid, right? So it could be an integer when you want it to be here for mathematical calculations, and then you could do it over here and have it print out to a string. And I'm like, yeah, and there's a string utility that I could use if I really need to, right? I could do .toString, right? And then I didn't have to come up with this weird convoluted way to make a variable. Sometimes you gotta sit back and you gotta just ride it out. And, you know, in Severed Skulls, I am getting better at things like something like this. Yep, I did copy and paste, but I am getting better at coming up with, like, a general, you know, method that kind of does everything. I am getting better, but I do go through something like this, and I do audit my code too. Nike, are you the creator of Rustbound mod? Yes, I am. That's what we're working on right now, is Rustbound magic. Magic! So, I need to figure out why the localized name isn't working. I understand what you're saying something, but I don't understand it. It's cool for me to just listen to your voice and not understand, so you don't have to explain anything to me. May I express myself incorrectly? So I will do this here. Yes, I am the creator. We are I'll just type this in. Currently working on that mod. There you go. So Nike, I just put in the chat so you can run it through a translator if you need to. But yes, I am the creator of that mod and a couple others. And that's what we're working on. I don't know. I know my programming needs to be, you know, I need to maybe work on things a little more. But you know what? It works. Most of my advice has been maintainability, performance, and storage concerns. I don't care if you're putting an int in a map or not. But having like 30 plus methods that could be one method does impact performance and size. That's true. It does. It does. And it would be worse if I had more elements. And if I want to make elements in the future, that would also be pretty bad. Like, I get it, Severed Skulls, but at the same time, you know, I do some cleanup here and there. But also at the end of the day, we got to think of it this way too. I'm not selling this. I'm not making any money off of it. I'm doing this for fun. You know, I get to chat with some cool people. But yeah, it's just not a concern right now. Trust me. And that's something I get through people as well, right? Like I've been sent things like how to program this, how to program that, right, in this way. I know about Solid. At this point, I kind of do this just because I know the few people that do sit there quietly, it tweaks them. So I'll look at something like, you know, technically anything could be a method, right? Like, ooh, look at all this. Some people hate like all the commented out code. And I'm like, yeah, it's commented out because like it's the old stuff and I haven't gone through a cleanup. It's like, you guys want a mod at some point, right? Because I could spend like an extra week kind of working on things and migrating things over to like a scratch pad, and that way it's nice and neat. I gotta figure out why the localization isn't working. I keep getting derailed here with it. I need to just take a quick look at this. Wait a minute. No, that may not be it. You know what? That could be it. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I need the GUI for the station. How am I getting the localized name? Tell me your secrets. No nexus. Output, here it is. So that's the output item. Mana cost time, none. Interesting. I think I may have my output item incorrect. So I'm getting the output item result dot name returns a human readable name for the item block. Bullshit. This is not human readable. Okay, so if this is output result, I think I just have to backtrack this. I think I may know what my issue is. So this is the result. And I'm getting this as an item stack block ID. Although I'm not parsing through the name at all. By the way, I figured out why the selection bounds were all displaying instead of only one I was looking at. Apparently, in the block class, there's an override I need to set that allows partial bounds to be rendered. Good old Crowluminium up on Discord told me about it. Ah, I gotcha. It's nice when the lines of text are green. Maybe. Green lines means that they are comments. To put it another way, it means that a portion of code isn't running. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Severed Skulls. Thank you. I think... dot name. let me look at one of my recipes. I may have input something incorrectly in one of my recipes. So let's look at like small electricity, for instance. See, so what I'm doing is oh. But that should be right. Unless I want to get just name. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Output. See, so it's coming up block dash Arcanus mana crystals dash fire. Oh, I think I know what I need to do. I'm not looking up the localized key for that. Right? So what if I put in something else? Here, let's take that out. Let's put in a temporal gear. Oh, wait, no, not a temporal gear. What's another item? A stone, a rock of some kind. See, that says mana stone. So why does that say mana stone? Let's shut that off. Why does that say mana stone? Localized name, get item mana stone. Output block ID is mana stone none. So if this output result does not equal null, item name equals this dot get name, and then we come down to here. So I have my output, and then I get the output item. Oh, what's this? Nothing important. Okay, here it is. So output item equals this arcane altar, output item name. So output item name. Okay, so the noose is tightening here. What's the actual item name? Because you were penning dash block on one of the lines, but on the other, was that a mistake? Well, I did dash block. You know, that may be what's getting me. I did dash block because instead of being an item, this is actually a block. But I guess if I didn't do it through the one, I probably shouldn't do it through the other. Let's give it a try. Oh, because actually, if you look at Mana Stone, I'm doing item dash. So this is what it's pulling here. So this is an item. These are blocks. The clusters, they're blocks. Technically, I probably should do that. So it's mod ID with colon plus, and then block dash Arcanus crystals. That should be what it is. I have too many things up. Too many. I mean, let's try and throw some lightning in here. Yeah, see, I mean, it's parsing it right. Rustbound magic block, Arcanus crystals, electricity, cluster 1 up. And if we look over here, block, so it's going to be Rustbound magic colon, right? So block dash Arcanus crystals dash electricity. dash cluster 1 dash, and then I have it as wildcard. Could that be the thing that's screwing it up? I wonder. I don't think it's gonna work, and I can't just reload the game anymore from changing a JSON file or anything. Ba-da-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum. Delicious. You know what I could do? I could make my own localization key instead of trying to piggyback off of the item. Yeah, see, I didn't think that would work. Yeah, so that totally did not work at all. What if... And I'm curious about this. No, because the name, this name, should be getting a localized key anyways, right? So I'm getting the alter recipes, recipe 2 string, getting the name for it. It becomes this. So that alter name is right here, which is this output item. Right, and it makes sure that there's something in the item slot. Wait, is it block or blocks, plural? No, it's just block. I mean, that should be right. I don't know. It's weird. Arcanus crystals with an S. Normally I fat finger things, so maybe... I don't know. It's bizarre. I wonder if I can just reload. Thanks, it's just output item. Oh, wait a minute. It is getting it as a string. You know, this should already be the name. I don't know. It's weird. Definitely weird. Yeah. I don't know. Let's try something else. What else can I put in here? Ah, copper. Right, so if I take the copper ingot... See, and it says Eldrathnium ingot. Son of a bee. Let's take a look at that recipe. Yeah, see, item dash ingot dash Eldrathnium. Probably something minor that I'm missing. Normally when something like this happens, let's just backtrack this a little bit, right? Let's go into the altar. Right, so it's usually... something in here. There's probably something where it's like trying to parse it as an item somewhere. That's the output item. Rerun the game, see if your new cluster shows the ingot name. So hey, copy and paste the ingot localization key into your cluster recipe. Rerun the game and see if your new cluster shows. I mean, that's a good idea. I will do that in one moment. Yeah, because this is just getting a string. All right, yeah, I'll do that. So this should be the electricity cluster. Now we're gonna have to I think we're gonna try and reload this way. There we go. Yeah, Eldrathnium ingot. So that did work. I mean, does it not want block in there? You know, I don't understand why, because it's not an item. Now that I know I can just do this, I'm just going to reload a couple times. I could try item, but it's not an item. It's a block. Because, I mean, basically it's this. At this point, I just copy-paste the key from your JSON file. I mean, I may have to. I may have to. Yeah, because it's not item, so it is block. I just know there's different ways of calling things between getting like an item and a block. And I'm getting the key here anyways, so... Yeah, right? I can just go up to... Let's close that out. I gotta close some of this stuff out. Let's get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Goodbye. Goodbye. Right, so this right here, electricity. Although I can't have the wild card here, it's gotta be like up. Because I tested it with the wild card being there. Ba-dum-bum, 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 ba-dum-bum. Because it's definitely not this as a key. It's not gonna parse this. I don't know. This isn't gonna work either. Just doing a copy and paste. I think I need to maybe change. Well, because it's just displaying a string. Yeah, see that wasn't it. It's weird, isn't it? Isn't it, Severed? It's definitely weird. Because this is just a string. I guess what I could do... So it'd be with output here. It creates some space. So let's not do output item. Instead... I can get the output item result. Dot name, get name. Let's try that. You fucking kidding me, man? Come on, man. Eldrathnium ingot. Anything else you want to put in here? Yep, fire lesser. Why was I... Oh, that's why I was doing it. As soon as it's null. Hmm. Oh, I remember why I had to do a weird string conversion. Hey, Archangel Teddy. How are you? Oh, wait. I think I created something here called item name. I think that would be a safety check. So on line 291, you shouldn't be adding a new line into your key lookup. 291 here. Talking about this. But it works though, right? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Pretty good. It's been a pretty good day. I'm about to, yep, that should really be outside the star T. I'm surprised that's even working. There we go, none. Put it in, put that in. Okay, so this is working. And I do that just because I just do a new line to put it at the bottom with output. Technically, I don't even need to get this. Well, I could change this, right? Because technically, I could get rid of this, pretty much all of this, right? I could do something like this plus. That should work. Yeah. That does the same thing. See, it's just because before it was a localized key, you could have new line in for a localized key, technically, because it's parsing it out to a string, right? So it's going to see that slash and it's going to see the N. That's why, like, it's a dead key, pretty much. And then I was just piping in, you know, something here. Honestly, I probably should convert these two together. So it should be output, and then it should be new line, comma, right? That way I can change that output to whatever the localized key is going to be. And I could do something like this. And then get rid of this. Like, I could do that. But I do lose the ability to change my color and make it separate from output. So, multiple ways to do this. Well, good old Twitch thinking my method name is a link. Twitch! There we go. So we should be able to convert these fragments of fire using some mana and 60 seconds into a placeable fragment. I need a chest. I think I have one. There it is. Want to save some of these items here. There we go. You know what? Let's put this in here too. I'm not linking anything anymore. Whee! Take it forever! Man, those crystals look totally different from day to night, huh? Is it done yet? Crystals! Now I can start incorporating these crystals into the rituals, now that players can get them. Almost there. There we go. Right? And then this is going to start. We are successfully taking away what we need to. If I put this in here, Superior Arcanus Fire Crystals. Wait, why the hell did I name these Superior? Wait a minute. I think I got some localized keys wrong. Oh, Vice, really? So cluster 1 and cluster 2. Oh, why did I do that? So this should be like small. Yeah, those names don't make any sense at all. Oh, Vice. You silly, silly little man. So I should do this. Do 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 do. Get rid of those. Get rid of those. Large. Oh, I remember why it was like that. I was originally planning on making 4 different sizes of crystals, and then I thought to myself, what the hell's wrong with me? Why would I do that to myself? So this should do the job. I'm going to shut down. I did not gracefully shut down, so I have no idea what I just lost in the world. Losing everything! Alright. Make me some electricity, magic orb thingies. There we go. Large Arcanus healing crystals. I guess I could just look in here. Small, small. Right, that's the same name as that. Yep, same name. Good. Because ideally, it's gonna pick a random model here when you place it down. Oh, I didn't put everything away. Okay, so I didn't lose too much being lazy. Yeah, let's put that in here, that in here, that in here. You know what? I'm going to keep my torches. Boop. Make it daytime. This should kick on because, yep, daytime. Perfect! Tisk, tisk, tisk. Yeah, I know, not shutting down properly. I know, Bernardo. There we go. So now we'll create large crystals. So as long as that works, we could be done with this part. I still got to figure out how I'm going to get players to, like, you know, what kind of pattern should it be, right? Like, how do you level up to the next mage tier? I guess I got to take it back to that, right? So this is my sanctum. It says I can upgrade my magic tier to 2. I got some particles coming out here from the inside. Maybe I should make these live longer, these particles. That way they kind of, I don't know. There, let's do it this way so we could see it in the light. I'm just gonna soulbind to this. Oh, it's not going higher because this is technically a solid block, maybe? I don't know. Particles are just stopping, though. Alright, let's soulbind back to this. Oop. Did I get my spell back? Yep. Magic! So maybe the easiest thing to do with this, because I'm thinking about this now, this multi-step process and like having to throw the item in. Why not just have it to where? Oh wait, let me put down the anchors. Hold on. Yeah, we'll use cobblestone. Put the stabilizers down. So I could do this. Boom. Right? We get our rift to spawn. I come in here. Get my temporal stability down to like nothing. With that sigil in my offhand? Or maybe the sigil should be in my main hand? Like I should hold the sigil and then go in? I don't know. Would that even work? Must be calm. Yep. Current rift activity's calm. I don't know. I'm willing to take feedback here to level up. I want you to use an item. I think something like this would be a good choice. Having it in your main hand and just walking in? Main hand and or offhand? Maybe just main hand. You know, I guess if that's the case, what's stopping you from just sitting down and meditating somewhere? Because that lowers your temporal stability as well. So, like, and I'm going to remain temporally unstable as I meditate. Or better yet, let's cast this spell a couple times. Boom! So now when I meditate, I will lock myself down. So I guess that kind of defeats the whole purpose, though, of needing the rift. Very interesting, eh? Very interesting indeed. There, let's get a Nexus again. You know what? I'm just going to put one down right here. Wait, where are the torches? Where are my torches? Here we go. Mana torch. I'm freaking out, man! Draw some runes. Transmutation! Boom. Open up the rift, go into it, have this in my hand. Maybe that's when a timer can start counting down. And then, bing, level up. I think that would be good. I think that would be good. So that's what we're gonna do. Which means I have to re-enable a bunch of code that I got rid of in here. Like all of this stuff. All of this. So Rust Mage sent eligible message for tier upgrade. Yeah, which re-enables this. Oh, and this would... I may want to do this differently. Two, three. So that was my old way of doing things. And then this was sending the message, so I had a bunch of checks that I would do. But it all starts with if you were meditating or not. I think I'm going to redo this. I'm remembering not liking this convoluted way. I could start off with two simple checks. If your temporal stability is low, I could do a check to see if your mana is at a certain point. If your temporal stability is below a certain point, and then if you have this item in your main hand, this particular item, and then with those three things, like I could do a quick check kind of each one. I could start with the mana, because if you're not even there, then you could skip all the other processing and checks. Okay, so I am going to copy this, because I'm going to preserve this method name. I'm going to preserve this. Right? Did one of my creatures spawn? At first I thought it was like a ghost. Because it's like the Mario haunted house. I hear one of my unstable creatures. I don't see where it is. I know I heard it. I don't know. That was weird. I hear it. I was gonna say, where is it flying around? There it is. I thought I heard it. Goddamn monsters. They're monsters! Just kind of flying along. Kind of losing my train of thought. I'm starting to get more hungry than anything else. So this would be a bull, so I would have to... do something like this, and I can say... return is eligible. So I could say false, and then we eventually get into here. And then I can do a quick check here. I could say this dot magic tier. Get adjusted, max mana. I have to re-enable this method. I'm pretty sure I got rid of that method. Yep. Lunchtime! It is lunchtime. You know what? I could just order something on my phone. Have it sent to me like a king. Wait, who's gonna deliver over here? What do I feel like eating? I'm kind of feeling something gross and greasy. Something from Five Guys, maybe. I feel like punishing myself a little bit. What if I just get some Five Guys? Pizza could be greasy. It could be greasy, but I had pizza kind of recently. Quite a bit last week, actually. Pizza! Although, do I want to have it delivered? Someone else touching my food? You know what I mean? Although I am lazy. I am feeling lazy. You know what? I won't order anything yet. I'll wait. I'll wait. So we're getting our magic tier. Magic tier! So I'm gonna get your level, and I'm gonna see if it's less than or equals to. So is 45 less than or equal to your maximum mana? So I'm gonna make sure that your mana is this or above. And then I can change is eligible to true. Right, something a little easier. Where's the stuff I just made? Ah, here it is. Okay. I kind of want to keep everything together. Minimize that. Now, do I really need to tell people they're about to upgrade their magic tier with like a statement to the player? Or should I just, you know, do it? Should there be a countdown? Leveling up magic tier in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or should it just trigger? I don't need to do any kind of foreplay, you know what I mean? Do you start a poll for food options? For some people, maybe? Oh, wait, you want me to start a poll for some food options, Outcast? We got pizza. Actually, I'm feeling burgers. I know what I want. I would get the double cheeseburger, and I would get like a whole bunch of toppings on this thing. It's gonna be a big sloppy juicy mess. And then Five Guys has their Cajun fries. Mwah. Delicious. If I order it now, it's probably gonna get here maybe about an hour. Maybe. Maybe. You know what? Maybe I should just do it. Although I got some other food. Let me see what else I put on here. Wait, where are my apps? Here we go. McDonald's? No. Burger King? No. Taco Bell? Maybe Taco Bell. Five Guys, Little Caesars, Dunkin's, Starbucks, and Chili's. Chili's doesn't even deliver here, so no to Chili's. And Papa John's. Combine them all. It's called a smorgasbord. Just do them all. Alright, so if this dot... So if you're eligible for a magic tier upgrade, let's do that check first. But what about the worlds that don't have temporal stability? I got to account for those worlds too. All right. I suppose I could. So if this world has temporal stability, I'm going to get the bull for temporal stability. And if the player has the temporal stability attribute, so the first thing is a check. And the second thing is a second check on the player to see if they have temporal stability. And then if they do... I'm going to have to make sure that the temporal stability is less than or equal to a certain value. All right, so it's going to be this value. Oh, you know what? That's not what I want. This is the one that I want. Because I want you to be at like 0 temporal stability. 0! So if your watched attribute, if your temporal stability is less than or equal to 1%, so pretty much zeroed out, then do stuff. This is where the magic's gonna happen. After all of these gosh darn checks. What I probably need to do here is put an else in a blender, make it a shake. There we go. That's gonna go real. You know, I could get a milkshake from Five Guys. I could get like a strawberry milkshake. Listen to me trying to talk myself into it. Temporal stability. All right, so I would have to check the player's main hand. Could do this. There we go. Right, I could do this. Instead of left hand, it should be your right hand. So let's make sure your right hand is not empty. All right, so I guess run through the checks, right? You are eligible for an upgrade. You're in a world that has temporal stability. You yourself have the temporal stability attribute. I take a look at your attribute after those safety checks and I see you are at the required minimum amount of temporal stability. You know, I should rearrange this. No, I shouldn't. I should keep this just like this. I'm trying to think of, like, in a world where there is temporal stability, it would make sense to change it. Or a world that doesn't have temporal stability, it would make sense to look to see if the person's even qualified. Back. Welcome back. God, I'm thinking about, like, what should I make? You know, at this point, by the time it gets here, it's going to be partially dinner. Maybe I should just make dinner. I lost my ability to get lunch. So I guess I'll start thinking of dinner plans. Pasta 100%. It probably will be something pasta related. Probably. I may make like I have some heavy cream and some Parmesan cheese and whatnot. I may make a fettuccine Alfredo tonight. I got some chicken. Whip it out. Use up that heavy cream before it goes bad. Meat sauce. Meat. Gotta make lasagna. So I guess I should think about, do I need to do some kind of countdown? Or should it probably should just happen. Because it's going to take effort to get your temporal stability down to where it should be. And then I can make sure that you have the sigil in hand. Is player holding Sigil of Awaken in offhand? Let me take a look at that method. Liar! So instead of offhand, I'm going to repurpose this. I'm going to say in right hand. And I'm going to migrate those checks into here. Get the JSON file for the new item I created, which is the Sigil of Awakening. So if this equals the Sigil of Awakening, then you are, instead of wearing armor, let's change that. I don't like that. Holding item. Why did I do that? There we go. My meditation checks. All right, so I can just have the if statement here. If this dot... So if you can do it, if you have the Sigil of Awakened in your right hand, then I can just run this stuff, right? I'm doing all the checks here. I'm going to increase your mana. So let's do magic tier. Because I'm going to have to do a handful of things. So run magic upgrade, which is here. So if your magic tier is 1... Okay, this is what I'm doing. Oh, that's when I was doing the counting. So I'm not going to do the counting anymore, so I could ignore all of that. Basically, I want to copy this, and then do this self-check here. I think that's all I want to do. And then update the sounds. Okay, so I'm going to want to do all of this. All of this right in here. So your magic tier upgrades, I send a message to you in particular. I think the countdown would annoy people, but if it requires an action from the player, I could see the countdown being okay. Or you could just have a sound that changes as things progress to act like an auditory countdown of sorts, like how temporal gears work. That's true. That's true. I think I had the countdown in there before, mainly because you had to meditate, right? It was tied into meditation, so it was one of those things where I didn't want you to accidentally upgrade in case you didn't want to for some weird, unknown, bizarre reason, right? Trying to make it to where I'm not forcing people to upgrade. If you want to suck at magic, suck at magic. Yeah, I think this is everything I need to do. All right, I'm gonna fireball this in. We're gonna open some rifts. I'm just gonna use the admin tools so I don't have to draw things out continuously. All right, so I'm here. Boop. The Sigil of Awakening. So I should hear a ding. This part right here should become a 2, and I should get some flavor text. Flavor! It did not do anything. Oh wait, did I created methods and I never stopped it. Hold on. Save game and quit. I gotta restart the game. I gotta rebuild because I created all these methods while the game was running. And the game was nice to not, crash. But I kind of wish it did crash. Watch, as soon as I log in, ding! Oh, new version is out now? Yeah, I saw that. I was going to upgrade to it, but I'm like, nah, I want to live stream instead. The big fix for it is that you can now upgrade. Come on, let's meditate. You can now upgrade your game client. Yeah, it's not working. You could upgrade your game client again, is what I'm trying to get to, but I keep getting distracted. So is player holding the Sigil of Awakened in right hand? So let's take a look at this. Holding item is false. This entity, so if the entity is something and it's an entity player, and then I'm saying player right hand item slot does not equal null, and that it's not empty, and that the item stack itself does not equal null. So I'm doing a bunch of checks, and then I say, okay, player right hand item stack collectible code path equals Sigil of Awakening. Oh, you know what? I think it's got to be a contains. Because technically it would be what? Item dash Sigil of Awakening, I'm pretty sure. If we hear a ding, we'll know we got it. Wrong. Wrong. Let's go back to the top. And not for me, I'm on Mac, so I have to download it from the site every time. Oh, So us complainers, it's just first world problems to you then, right? References dot logger. I'm gonna say 1 plus, and then I'm gonna do this check. I want to see if we're even getting into this. Game is running, and it is not. It's not getting to here. Sigil of Awakening. Yes, Sigil of Awakening. I almost renamed the item to like the Magi's Tears or something. Magi's Tears! Oh, wait, am I eligible for the upgrade? Oh, it's gotta be... Oh, if you're a Rust Mage only! Ah, I failed! Although this should be true. Get adjusted max, so it'd be tier 1. Player data is eligible, so I may not even be considered eligible right now. So let's run this. Let's see if I'm even eligible. I may not be. Damn it. All right, I'm just gonna put it over here. I hate that that window does not like get minimized at all. Fireball. False. False. I am not eligible. Why am I uneligible? Locked advanced magic to Rust Mage only. It's because of this. There we go. So if it's Rust Mage only, it links all of that. There we go. There it goes. Consume the item. I became level 2. There we go. That's what it is. Yay, we did it. Hooray. So good. Okay, so while we are spaced out, I'm going to run that by one more time, start to finish. I'm going to remove all my spells. We're going to have to reload for this to take effect. And that's my drink. Well, I'm officially out of drinks. That doesn't bode well for my time live streaming. I'm hungry. I have to pee. I have no drinks. Oh, and I gotta do one more check. I want to make sure meditation is not active. There we go. Oh, interesting. It did not destroy, remove all spells and magic. Oh, I think I gotta log out and log back in, right? For my magic to go away. And then I have to rediscover magic, and then I'll use the admin item. Admin myself the thing in my hand, and then run into the rift. Just run into it! Yep, so I have no magic anymore. I'm just gonna create a rift over here. And I think I want to get rid of this. Okay. Now I need to artificially increase my maximum mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 45 to 50 is the range. Here we go. Now, ideally, what you would do is... boom, create a rift. You would have this item ready. Mine is not. Right, so if you're low, put this in your hand, rush in, boom. All the particles, everything. I am level 2. Hooray! So that's going to be how you level up your magic tier. Not too bad. Just make sure you have your maximum mana to a certain point, create the item, and lower your temporal stability to 0 with the item in your hand. Done. Yeah, I think that's all I want to do. Apparently the giraffe is called Dave. Yeah, that's what that other thing was, right? Get rid of the Dave name tag. That was pretty funny. All right. And then I'm going to put this in here, just because if you run on a world with no temporal stability, basically, you'll just have to make sure you have mana at a certain amount. As soon as you hold it in your hand, you'll level up. All the particles and everything will fire on you. You'll be good. So let's try to level up to the next tier as well. We'll level up to tier 3 and then tier 4. Wish the giraffe had a name tag. Just a gigantic Dave floating over the sky above the giraffe, yeah. Dave Doom. Oh, look at that. It was 1.18.11. Now there's a 1.18.12. Why didn't I upgrade my game client today like a good little fish? Guess we're about to find out, huh? Oh, there's not even anything in there yet. Oh, there it is. 1.18.11/12. So what else was done? Oh, fixed wooden club and spear, very large memory leak. So why is it .12 now? Maybe it just wasn't updated. I'm not downloading shit yet. I'm gonna wait. Boom! Oh, I didn't gracefully shut down. No! That's okay. There we go. I've unlocked magic. It's gonna throw some of this stuff out that I don't need. Oh, I need this wand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, that's the minimum. There we go. Level 2. Magic tier is level 2. If I keep going. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's like 95 for the next one. All right, I need another another one of these. Shoot. It's okay. All right, generate my rift. It did not upgrade me. It consumed the item, but it did not upgrade my magic tier, and it didn't send me anything. I'm gonna gracefully just like leave and then come back. Do I have to send this as a packet? I probably do. Probably do. That sucks. Oh wait, no, it just didn't. That's weird. It didn't. Oh, did I not? I don't think I sent out. I gotta send out a packet, I believe. So I have to do. Let's do player dot. Shoot, how do I do it? It's gotta be like player dot. There's something in here. Crap, I think it's something in here. It's not under world data. What if I just try and mark all the attributes as dirty after I increase everything? Alright, fudge it. We'll try one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it did not play the sound, but it did update me to a tier 4 mage. If I come over here, yeah, it did upgrade me to a tier 4 mage, but it did not play the sound. It's not sending anything. If this is self. Nah, I don't think I need to do that. And that should be fine. I don't know. This is kind of awkward. I guess for now I'll just get rid of this. Maybe I should make a void method to put all this stuff in. So this magic tier ++. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not working. I may have to packetize it. Maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking I probably do have to send a packet. Very interesting. I'm gonna try and shut down. Oh, wait a minute. I never stopped the sound. Okay, let me log back in. Let's go back in. I'm gonna reset my stuff. If the particles are still there, it may be something getting hung up here, which could be a bug that was in the original. Because I don't think I'm like, wait a minute, I'm never stopping the sound. Like I start and stop it here. I just never stop it here. So I need something here saying, maybe I could timestamp it. Or maybe, you know what? Let's try and see if I can automatically dispose of it here. Should loop false. Dispose on finish true. Let's do that. That way I don't have to worry about coming around. I shouldn't have to do that at all, because it should just dispose as soon as it's done playing the sound file. There we go. 1.18.12. Hey, it's like a Minecraft release. Freak it out, man. Hey, it looks like it did not, There we go. That should put me in the range. All right. Let's get full mana. Lower my temporal stability. Let's get this item. Put it in my hand. Okay, so the particles came. I did not hear anything, though. Your magic tier is increased to 4. Hallelujah. This entity world is client side. Definitely weird, right? I guess technically I could start the volume at 5. Maybe that's the other problem. I started at 0. I do it for the spellcasting sounds just because I want it to kind of slowly start to go into the whooshing and stuff. I think we'll raid someone soon. I've been live streaming for a couple hours now. My butt's getting sore. I'm hungry. This is great, though. If I'll probably finish this off stream and get it working. Excuse me, get it working. I may take the opportunity to do a multiplayer test as well. Damn it, saved it. And then the only other thing that we will be able to work on before I come out with a release for everyone to play is going to be creating that multi-block structure and then having it so you're able to make your grimoires. Hey, who said you can come here? Oh, it's taking damage because of that. Hey, look at that! It worked! Wait, what time is it? Oh, technically it's just time. Although, you know what? Let's change that. I think that I was a little too aggressive with that timestamp. So it's the Nexus. This is going to be the Dark Nexus. Let's go further down. There we go. All right, let's spawn another creature. Let's do... Or hollow, right? Oh, it's time anyways. Didn't it just... It just ticked. Yeah. Let's put it back to 17. There we go. Because it's still technically kind of light out when it's 17. Glitch affected. This item is beyond your comprehension. That's right, because I have to unlock magic again. It did not play. How are you gonna be like this? I think everything else works except for that. Everything else works except for that. Alright, I will deal with this a little later, I think. I'm gonna start this back off at 0. I'm gonna reload. I think I want some particles to spawn when you first unlock magic. I just realized that there are no particles when you first unlock magic. So let's unlock magic one more time. There we go. A little fanfare at least. It keeps spawning the particles around me because my temporal stability is so low. There we go. Now I can unlearn magic and then reload. All right, let's find someone to raid. Which? Vintage Story. Who do we have playing Vintage Story? Oh, it's that pirate guy again. Who else do we have here? Got a Michelle, Mr. Melon Official. Stu the Bearded. Flint tools suck. Where's all the tin? I don't know. You should make the eyes glow when you unlock magic or cast spells or something. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. That would require... I could do something like that, ideally, if your model or your hitbox kind of shifted with you, I think. No, I guess I could do it otherwise. See, the thing is, that would be a lot of work for not a lot of gain. Oh, one of my creatures floating around over there, flying into the bushes. Also, your eye height, you would see the particles on the screen, like in your face. Like it would be like this for particles while you're doing anything. I think people would crucify me if I did that. Imagine trying to cast a spell and aim your target, and then you see like particles just in your face because your eyes are glowing. Yeah. It's kind of similar to oh, I can't cast spells because I don't have magic unlocked. I gotta fix the sound not working. Yes, walk closer to your doom, dummy. Damn, a lot of creatures here. That's gonna be great. Could be one of the random spells downsides, temporary blindness after casting. It would be like during casting. You'd be trying to aim your projectile and you wouldn't be able to see. I hope the creature didn't move. I'm not doing it. just to throw it out there. I'm not even gonna debate it. I'm just not doing it. All right. I mean, I was going to We'll raid this guy. We'll raid this guy. Looks like they're doing something. Flint tools suck. Where's my tin? /game exclamation raid. Whoops. There we go. Yeah. During, after, before, whenever thinking about the spell. Right? Boop. There we go. This channel is intended for mature audiences. Before everyone clicks, make sure you're mature. Make sure. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We got a lot done. Always getting a lot done. I will figure out why the sound's not working. All the particles are working. It looks like it's syncing everything up correctly. Please, we watch Vice. We're all immature. Yeah. All right, everyone's got to leave then. Yeah, I mean, once I figure out the sounds, the next live stream, which could be later tonight, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't have to go to bed early. I may live stream a little later. I may even live stream after I get some food. I may only be gone like 30 minutes. And then we're going to start the whole multi-block structure thing. That's going to be the thing that I've been looking forward to. We're going to have to make a couple unique blocks. We're going to have them be able to like tell where the structure is that you built. And then we're going to have to link them together, plus link them to the Nexus system to be able to pull energy from different sources, all to create our spells, our grimoires. We're going to have to make a bunch of particles. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.